profitable Facebook is. If 89% of it, if 89% of Facebook's total revenue of their company, and Facebook's a huge company, there's probably no company like Facebook, and 89% is for digital marketers, and that's where they make the most money from Facebook. Imagine how much those marketers are making.
Yeah.
That's a real question.
That's nuts.
But yeah.
So pretty much Facebook, I would say Facebook is there's nothing like them, I guess. Who would you say is Facebook's biggest competitor, and why? If you even see a competitor with them.
Well, I think Facebook and Google obviously is the next runner-up. I would say Google is another great marketing platform to use as well. But I think right now is Facebook's time. Everyone has their time. And right now Facebook's ads are the cheapest they probably ever will be. And if you could get $5 for a purchase conversion, why would you not dish out all of the money you could potentially, all the money you're making currently, and just reinvest it? If you can get, especially, you can get good conversion rates on your store, where no matter what your total overall traffic, if you can get over a 1.5%, that's average for you, depending on your industry. And of course, depending on your industry, if it's a more expensive product, it's a more competitive industry. But honestly, all that stuff doesn't really matter. I feel like that's where a lot of people lose focus, is trying to figure out their competition, where they need to focus on their customers and what's really bringing in them money and revenue and cash flow.
So if I just open up a new business, okay, I have $1,000 for marketing. Break it down on how, because a lot of these people who are listening are entrepreneurs or entrepreneur type people. They want to start businesses, do new things, but
of course, I think a lot of it, one, just comes down to you have to understand yourself, and until you can really understand how we work, you can understand how, especially Facebook. Facebook's an algorithm, so it's basically it's like an AI, really smart learning bot. A learning bot is something that the more data it receives, the more it learns, the more it can advance. And I mean, overall, with Facebook especially, so I don't know if you want to jump in on how ads work, because that can be a very long video.
Let's do it.
But
if that's say I just started a mom and pop store. Okay, so you're not digital anymore. You know, what would you do? Because I'm not sure.
Well, starting a mom and pop store nowadays, you're already looking to go out of business in about 2 to 5 years. Nowadays, everything's online. Yeah. And the more time goes by, the more advanced we get, everything is online, because online I was watching this video on YouTube, and it was explaining how nowadays they have these coliseums where they used to hold all these books and information, and they can literally fit the whole library on a simple flash drive. And to me, that's a lot of information. Yeah. It's such a short, compacted device. Yeah, that's that. Crazy. Imagine, so if you take all of the information of all these big companies, Tesla, Facebook, Google, all of them, and get all their data combined, honestly, we would get so far advanced that it's limitless. Because imagine being able to take a simple photo. If you were, let's say you had some sort of cold or symptom, and that photo, instantaneously you get this result you want. So this is your symptoms, most likely this is what you're going to have, or these are either herbal ways you can do it, or go see, it's not going to be just go see a doctor, because eventually doctors are going to be more relied upon machines, because there's no human error. And I feel like that, but that's that's way off topic compared to Facebook. But Facebook's a starting block to what that could become. Yeah,
that's crazy. So, what are your thoughts? Okay, so we're getting back to this. I got $1,000.
$1,000. Well, right off,
what would you say?
You're not gonna make money probably for about 3 months, depending if you're doing $1,000. Yeah. Is that a day, a week, a month?
I just have $1,000 right now. I'm starting in an e-commerce store.
What are you looking for? Is this e-commerce? Okay, yeah, so you're looking for purchase conversion sales. Yeah. So you're looking to make money in a short period of time. Yeah. And are you looking for long-term growth or short-term?
So we're looking for, let's just say we're looking for long-term We want this to be, be around for a little bit, but we don't have the capital like a lot of these popular.
Well, yeah. See, for me starting out, I didn't have any money. I mean, I was working other jobs, and I just used all that money and just invested into Facebook. You have to view Facebook as an investment, because if you view it as just a way to make money, you're not going to make any money. Because how Facebook works is you want to build almost like an ecosystem within Facebook, so that way you have like a customer base, and if you can get at least 1,000 customers, loyal customers, like you're financially set for a year at least.
Yeah.
Like, and if you sell especially a high-end product or like a high-ticket sale product, then like that's the way to do it. Depending on if you're looking for long-term growth.
Yeah.
Long-term, I would go with more expensive products to sell. Short-term gain, I would go with more affordable, where the average person can afford it. But see, the special thing with Facebook is you can narrow your audience down to their exact income, what they do for a living, if they have any. So then you can use all that data, and you can figure out exactly their interests, and based on their interests, you can sell them products, you can sell them services. Like, there's so much.
Let me see if this makes the audio. Can you hear it better or worse? The audio, sorry.
No, I can hear it. It's just weird hearing my voice. Yeah.
All right. So do you know much about the Facebook's coin? Facebook is releasing. I'm sure you've heard of it.
See, I think it's going to be more. Facebook is so. There's so many people on Facebook at a time, so that's where that data chip comes in place. Where if we can fit that much information, like for the internet without data, there is no internet. Like for the internet to operate, it needs data, because it looks basically is just an analyzer over past searches or past anything that you input or download into the internet is like basically it's saved, and nowadays it's more of like a cloud.
Okay.
So it's like, imagine if you had enough data where you could, like, there's so many possibilities of what you could do with it. And with Facebook and Google, that's just a starting block to getting funnels of data flooding in. And that's key too if you want to build, like, for AIs nowadays. Like, there's huge things coming around.
What's your thought on AI? Tell me about it. Like artificial intelligence. Yeah, I don't know if you heard of Elon Musk being worried about it or anything like that.
I feel like people have a wrong idea of it. AI is the greatest thing ever because it will enhance our economy's growth. It might take away jobs at first, but when jobs are taken away, there's normally more jobs coming in. As far as like for a product to be built, like there's people have to make those robots, and I guess robots can make themselves, but like they have to be monitored. And especially with more advanced on how we're getting as far as like really getting an understanding of how like data and how it can play a role in like medical and just technology, like
it's crazy.
It really is. And what's crazy to me is how these big companies with all this data are like nowadays, like it's almost like they're holding back a lot of information from like how advanced we are, or not really holding back. It's just like not knowing. I feel like these big companies have so much control, and it's like, at least with Facebook now, gives a small company an opportunity to look big. Yeah,
that is true.
Like that's why it's only going to continue to get more popular.
Yeah. So alright, we talked about this previously, this is kind of veering off Facebook and everything like that. What do you think of Tesla cars? Because I know we've talked about it probably 100 times and everything like that.
Yeah.
What do you think of like Elon Musk and how I'm sure he's doing all these different businesses. He has the car Tesla.
See, I think in order for Elon to be successful, he needs Facebook. He needs data, and without Facebook or Google, like Google plays a role too. But nowadays, more people are. It's not. People go to Google to look to instant buy a product. People go to Facebook for a community because they've literally built like an ecosystem, and they feel like connected, and that's almost like a drug in a sense, and that's why Facebook is almost addicting. And nowadays they have like screen time on your phone, and that's a good thing. I mean, it's good for the company because then they get to collect that data, analyze it, and they get to figure out ways to keep you longer on your phone. And you literally just give that information right to them, saying, "Hey, I'm on my phone 5 hours of the day. All right, well, what are you doing for the other X amount of hours?" You know, like it depends. And it's just those little things a huge lump sum of them create the big ones. Like it creates like answers almost.
Mm-hmm. So you think Tesla, because I don't even think Tesla spends money on marketing. I don't think they do. I think that's one of the things that they have going. I don't know. Do you know?
I feel like they have to, because yes, he is a pretty wealthy guy. He's created like PayPal. He was in a lot of probably business, different business opportunities, but I'm not sure exactly.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. That's what I was asking. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it does all play. It does all link together though, because without one market, like there might not be that on their market. So like that's why like these little pop-up stores, like they're not really they're stores, but they're more like niches based on your interests. So that's where the data comes in play. If you can really learn about what people are interested in and do on a daily basis, then like for a marketer, like you can long term gain their trust. That's where it comes in play if you're looking for short term, a quick buck, or if you're looking for an actual to build a brand. And there's a difference between like nowadays people are going in e-commerce looking to make a lump sum of money, and yet they're not looking to invest in like actually grow a company. Because I feel like that's where if you want a long-term company, and especially nowadays where more and more people are realizing this, like it's almost like a trend. It's almost like a new industry. Because I mean, if you would ask me this a few years back, I would have heard nothing of it. Where like, especially in like high school or any educational, they don't teach you this. Like,
So how did you get into this? Just selling stuff online. What was like, not your story, but your path?
Well,
like,
I did. I worked out in California. I did for Coastal Pay, which is like a marketing company that did like credit card processing and social media and stuff. But I think they're out of business now, and I'm not sure. I ended up leaving them. When I moved away, but
So you just always been marketing type.
It's more like a hook. Like if I were to, like a lot of people are like, I don't want to learn that. I don't want to do that. Then it's like, but they're always like, oh, I'm broke. I don't have any money. And it's like, okay, well, there's so many tools, especially with the internet now, where like they just have to put the time in to learn how to do it. Yeah. And have like an actual understanding. And then whatever, you can take that to anything now. And if you just do that, apply that to anything, like if you want to make money, you're going to make money. Yeah.
So what is if let's say I was 18, okay, I just graduated high school. Now, would you gear towards college, or like what's your viewpoint on college compared to like starting a business to doing everything?
If you're going into medical, I understand going to college.
Yeah.
I understand that completely, because there's a lot of things that you do need to have an understanding on how it works. But as far as like business, it's good to build knowledge in it. But nowadays with the internet and all this opportunity we have, like to me, like spending $200,000 to go for a year, I could spend that money and put in Facebook ad and make like 1.5 million.
Yeah.
Like, that to me, that's a better investment. Because then a lot of people you have debt, you have all these debt, you're coming out, and you can't even start a company because you can't get approved for anything because you already have all this debt. Yeah. So it's like they set you up for failure. Almost.
Yeah, all these college students getting $40,000, $50,000 in debt. Yeah. Then they're coming out, can't even getting a job.
No, for real, and it's like.
I find it ridiculous.
At first when I really started, we used to go around to businesses and try to sell them with online marketing and Facebook ads and Google ads. But it's really hard for someone with their ways set in stone to change their ways. Yeah. So like, that was a hard thing, and you remember doing that too. Yeah. And that's, I feel like we're growing more towards online, and as far as like with AI and how much it progressed, a lot of educational jobs, if you go to college, they're more repetitive tasks. And AI, its whole sole purpose is to perform repetitive tasks. So if something that's repetitively done on a daily basis is going to be gone within 5 years or 5 to 10 years. It could be in a few years. I mean, if these big companies really like you go, like they hire all these people to go to school, and yet we've progressed so much in a short period of time, but at the same time, with how long we've been on Earth and how long Earth has been, like we've been in the universe and everything, like it's not even on a time map. Like it's almost does not exist. And how long, like, so it's like almost like they want to. I don't know. That's
Yeah.
we're
No, I
getting
get
off
what you're
topic
saying.
now, but
So do you think that Facebook and Google, because you know how Amazon had, or not Facebook and Google, you know, Amazon and Google. I'm not sure if you've heard, but people are saying that they are listening. So if that's, say, I have a Google page up, or if that's, say, my Alexa's plugged
well, it
in.
depends. I think a lot of people view data negative. It's not something to be negative. Without data, there's no growth in technology, ultimately.
Mhm.
So in order for us to grow as like a society, we have to have trust in these companies such as
Yeah.
Facebook and Google, so we can provide them with the data they need to then therefore double the revenue and grow into something that could be huge. Like
Yeah.
unheard
So
of, you know?
do you think it's invading privacy or anything like that, or do you
No.
think?
See, I think the government wants a piece of the pie ultimately,
Mm-hmm.
and it's almost like a lot of media, like for an engaging post, something more towards negative is more engaging compared to something like seeing like flowers and petals.
Yeah.
You know, so like that's a good media, like a good marketer would you promote almost like. That's a whole other topic, but like
Yeah.
it all play. I don't know. You know, we only see so much, and like in China, they literally their internet is controlled unless they go on and they do a VPN and get a private network and all that.
Yeah.
Like, so if China can do that, and it is a free market here where we have free like exchange and stuff.
Yeah.
But like, what we see on a daily basis, like no matter what it is, like that's why Facebook like ads are so huge right now is because if you were to see a product every single day, at first you're gonna say, I don't know if I like it. Like McDonald's, why do you think you see them everywhere?
Mm-hmm.
And the more you see them, the more you go in there. Like
Yeah.
if you see something daily, you're gonna be like, oh yeah, I remember seeing that, or you're gonna have more trust built with it. And if you that's like what a brand is. A brand is you built a customer's trust, and you have a big list of customers that trust your product, and that you're gonna follow through with whatever they're giving their money. It's an exchange, you know. Like
Yeah,
how
yeah.
transactions are.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. So really, what's like the average, like, do you think there'll ever come a point where Facebook is nothing? Like, not nothing, but almost to the point where it's like there's something bigger
What is
and
Facebook?
greater.
The question right now is what is Facebook? Facebook's, okay, what is Facebook?
I would say Facebook's a community of people who go on there and they pretty much, I don't even know, to be honest. It's
Like, what
too
do you,
big.
I guess for myself, what I view for my website is your ultimate goal, especially for online, anything, you want the customer on your page. The longer they're on their page, the more likely they're going to make a purchase.
Mm-hmm.
So with Facebook, I feel like they use all this data and they just figure out like little things that keep you on their page longer. And a lot of little things, like what I realize as the time goes, a lot of little like banner, like little top thing, like wording or the color or
Yeah.
just the position of where it's at really plays a factor. Like they have these marketing analyzers now that give you almost like thermal vision of like where the most clicks are on a page, or
Mhm.
you can check it through like mobile devices too. And it'll tell you like, and to me like that's like a good positioning of either a product to sell or something, because it's for some reason people are just more like they're just clicking in
Yeah.
that certain spot or whatever the case is.
That's crazy. So,
Go back to the $1,000.
yeah,
Back to that. If you were starting out, you had $1,000. I would more focus on growing an audience than making money. You're not going to be if you want. Okay.
So like
it
getting
depends.
likes
If
on
you're-
your page, or
Like for me, I want to. For me, I'm like so invested within data and like want to just keep learning about it and how it works,
Mhm.
because like that's kind of like the base of almost everything online. So if you get an understanding of that, you can get an understanding how the internet works and how everything operates. It's almost like a web, like it's a
Yeah.
network, and that's why it's the internet.
So you think that people should focus less on maybe like conversions, like buying and selling, or more
Well,
focus on?
You have to have an understanding of what AI is first.
Yeah.
Starting out, because it's basically an algorithm, which is a computer, a program that recognizes that is coded by someone saying, okay, if I have $1,000 to spend, let's say, to me, I would start out. I would make low purchase conversion ads with a small budget, right from the get. You want to just I would do it big. I would duplicate the ad set. Therefore, it's being run multiple times, and it's almost like within each ad, like it's good to keep it on, and the longer it's on, the more data you want to build your data. And in order to build your data, you have to gain your reach and gain your audience. And there's a lot of things come in play. Like, I could talk for hours on how to do it, and I mean, it's just a lot. But like, it's so easy though. Like, I've taken a lot of time just because I got so hooked from the beginning. Because I was like, oh my god, if I can make this amount every single day, and if I just keep doubling my ad spend, and it's gonna double my profit that I'm coming in, and I just keep doubling it and doubling it. Like, to me, that's a good business investment because there's cash flow coming back in, and I'm having a return on my investment. Like, really. And especially now, I know a lot of people say, well, what if something happens to Facebook? Okay, well then, good for me because I learned about data. I have all of the. There's ways to set it up. You have to make sure it's private and trustworthy. Like, you could do it wrong, but if you do it all right, like, you don't ultimately, if you drop like $1 million of data long term, you're set for life. Like, your company will have enough clientele base where you don't need to be running Facebook ads. Mm-hmm. It depends on how big you want to get.
Yeah. So, what do you think about Ty Lopez and like those big guys? I'm sure everyone always sees his videos, and
I think it comes down to the appearance of everything and how engaged people are. Like, this video might not get, we might blow up, it might not. Yeah. But because Ty Lopez is he's engaging, he knows how to he knows how to persuade people. Not really persuade, but get you to believe, and that's the first step into sales. Like, if someone believes in your product, like, that's trust. And for me to give money to someone, I have to at least have some sort of trust.
Yeah, because I literally just came across an ad, and he was talking about I like, the thing about him is he's talking, and I really don't like. Well, I don't know what he's talking. Like, I don't know what he's trying to sell. Yeah, and I feel like that's one of the things that's hard.
It's funny because I always see his stuff, and I've always been interested in it, but I've never actually like purchased. I've never really came across like a good educational course because a lot of them sell you the idea, but they don't give you the information to get to that point or to get to that level. It's more of like you're buying you're an impulse buyer. Yeah. And that's honestly like. And the Facebook algorithm, like, they understand that. They got that down to a T. Like, if you purchase impulsively, then, and I say, hey, Facebook, I'm gonna give you $20 for every sale. I outbid all the advertisers. Like, you can control the market if you have enough cash flow. Like,
so you think that's what he's doing, pretty much, or what?
As far as what?
Like, you think he's just, just spending more than the average guy, and so that's why we see him more, or what?
I would say it's more he's just
or is it
connected.
Just more
he's
like
connected. I see him everywhere. He's on all these different platforms. He knows how Facebook works. He knows that if I dump all my, I never met the guy.
Yeah.
He seems educational, but I don't see. I would like to sit down and see his data. Data is the answers. I mean,
yeah, because
that's the truth.
Yeah, I saw he literally he was talking about it in a video, and he said he reaches 200 million people a year, or he has 200 million people. Like, I find it too, like, what could someone do with all of this information? Like, if
what I was doing in the beginning when I first started out, I wasn't utilizing all this data where, like, I was just running purchase conversion ads for 1 day clicks. So that's basically like, hey, I like you see an ad, you click it, you funnel all the way through it. And
yeah, like ClickFunnels.
Yeah, it's similar concept, but it's a funnel. It's a sales funnel basically.
Gotcha.
But that's definitely. And then what I realized is the more that you can analyze your data and get an understanding of how people and find out what their interests are, then automation is key. If you want to be successful in e-commerce, automation, because if you want to scale your Facebook ads, you have to have automation system in place, because without that, you're going to be people being like, hey, where's my stuff at? And it gets overwhelming. It can get really overwhelming because you're reaching, if like right now I got like, my ads are killing it, and it's like, without AI, like, which is an automation system basically where it collects all this data, which then it plays a huge factor in it. And ultimately that's what Facebook is. It's just like almost like
automated.
an AI. Yeah, it's a learning system, and I feel like AI is like kind of like futuristic word. I mean,
Yeah, because
it's more like right now I feel like we're in like a deep data, so it's like a learning phase, and we're going in the next phase as far as like for computers. I was reading this thing, and this guy broke it down, and it was like an AI is a replica of a human. So they figured out what makes a human. So like you got emotions and different types of behaviors and things, and that's ultimately what they want out of these things. But
yeah, so that's. Oh man, sorry, I'm just moving. I need to get in front of this fan.
it's hot.
I know, but so we'll kind of let's see what time we're at. We're
Wow.
closing at 30 minutes here. So
No, it's only been 30 minutes.
yeah.
It's crazy.
All right.
Yeah.
So I think. Do you got
Definitely
anything
say,
else?
Just invest in Facebook. If I was you right
Facebook?
now, you got a business, or you're looking to start a business. A good start is Facebook to get seen. You want to get known, and that is
Just go from there.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So that is it. Thanks for listening to the Carter Farr podcast. If you guys enjoyed it, here leave a review on whatever platform you listen to: YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcast, everything like that. So that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Remember to always stay happy, stay positive, and I hope you guys have a good